Hello everyone, it's Trident Baduk. Welcome back to the 5Q series, I think. Yes. Just 2 more games to go before we double rank up to 3Qs. So let's get those out of the way, at least one of the games today. Looks like I might be white. We'll see if they stay. We'll just play 4-4s today. Oh, we'll still just play 4-4s. Ooh, interesting. Whenever they do this, it's almost always good to just block the corner. The corner's where all your points are. It's simpler. This move's a little bit small. It's good to probably not block here. Probably better to turn here or to pincer. Or you could also just take base here. I think I like the pincer. Get rid of his base. And just extending here will be able to get you a base as well. He jumped into the corner, which is not really big enough. We probably want to separate a little bit. And jump down here so that he can't make too many eyes in the corner. I'm going to back off to keep my shape nicer. It's really tempting to Atari in the corner now. And if he connects and I Atari and he connects, then that's really good for me. But the outside's probably more important here. So I think I want to just take a base on the left side, even though this is very tempting. So I think if I Atari here, he probably should not respond and he should pincer my left side group. So let's make a base. Okay. Now that we have a base, we can go ahead and make this group alive. And we don't want to let him get any Hanes over here. So I'm going to do a jump here. And just protect the bottom side. He just has a stick here with very few liberties, which is good for us. This move is not necessarily Sente. Fiatari's here, we just give up the stone and connect underneath. But to keep the group weaker, I think I will respond. So he's attacking this side. We just want to play fairly simple and defend. This move is a really bad exchange because if I block and he peeps now, he can't really attack these stones anymore. So I'm fine with blocking. And he's doing a Hane here, which also doesn't really make sense. So normally this sort of move is probably too small. But in this case, I'm definitely going to respond. Because this gives me eye shape here. And I want to make myself a little bit stronger. He's basically taken the upper left corner for himself. So let's get a little bit of strength here. He probably shouldn't respond to this move, but I'm going to fix my shape like this anyway. So the weak group on the board is this black group here, and this group is now very strong, basically alive. There's 2 ways to sort of handle this. I could jump up here to attack directly, or I could Tanuki and play another corner, or maybe take this enclosure here. If I attack directly, that seems pretty good, but I'm not really able to gain anything on the right side. So I think I might approach the right side corner instead. He's just going to take this little extension. So I'll also just take a 2 space. And then I want to just take the corner enclosure because this move is too small. Again, we probably just want to block the corner since this is a move he seems to really like. And for sure, we are going to be stopping him from getting a base on this side now. And in this case, I think we can just double Hane. Or just take away his shape in this instead. And we could surround him, or we could force him to run out. I think I like the idea of forcing him to run out. If we surround, then when he Hane's here, he's basically alive. But if I extend down here, I get most of these points, and he has to run out this direction, and there's 2 weak groups on the board. So I like the idea of doing this. So now we just need to push him towards this other group if we can.
Yomi now starts.
Again, take away his shape point. Protect our shape. Okay. This is a very questionable move on his part, but I think we'll just connect. So he's making 1 eye right now. But we wanted him to run towards this group if we could make him do that. If he jumps in the corner, he can make another eye. So I think we want to block the corner. Well, he has the possibility of making another eye there. He just made the eye directly. So now is when we probably want to try to surround him. Because we've made this group very strong. This one's alive. This cut in the corner doesn't really matter anymore because the corner's alive, and I just have to save these 2 stones.
9, 8,
so
7, 6, 5.
We can try this sort of netting move and see how it goes. It seems to me like he's probably going to just play the very vulgar moves. But if he lives, that's fine. He's just going to turn here, I'm guessing. Based on how he's played so far. He's cutting there. Okay. Ataring down this way. Just to clean up the Aji a little bit. We were always going to push him out in this direction. So now it looks like he's potentially trying to cut here. But that cut does not work right now. Because when he extends here, I can escape with the stones. But my original goal was to push him towards this group.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
I think I will just back off here and just keep this strong and surround him because it looks like I can. We can just take away his eye. He's going to cut here now. And I don't know, we can Atari here. And block. It looks like he's not paying attention to the liberties on my stones very well. So there we go. That's a potentially good move. But he doesn't have the right stones on the board right now. Still not paying enough attention to the liberties here. So I just capture on this side. Because I have this free liberty, even if he cuts, I can push out. So I wanted to try to attack this left side group, but because we got the profit with this group instead, I could just defend here and let him get this
9,
Atari,
8, 7,
which I think
6.
should be fine. This move is not doing anything because there's no snapback on these stones. So I get to extend here and fix my shape in the middle. And it looks like I get to attack this left side anyway. So my goal before was to cut both groups off, which would likely end with one of them dying.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So I think I want to play this one. It's hard to say. And I have some potential on this side. So it might be good to not push him into it. Maybe play here, force him to jump this way. And because he didn't want to defend his group, we can just surround it. Or we can prevent the eyes.
9, 8, 7.
So let's poke at his group here and see what he does. Okay. So if he plays this move here, this is just a 4 shape right here. He can push here and turn here, and then it would make a 5. So
9,
let's prevent his eye on the left side and force him to make some bad exchanges here to live. So he needs to push here and turn here and then make an eye. Sure. So you want to Atari directly instead, which is fine. Okay. And now he needs to make his 2 eyes. He did not do it. So if I throw in here, there's a little bit of an issue for him. So I'll just peep. I think he can still make 2 eyes even if I throw in. So I think playing from the outside is probably a little bit stronger. And there we go. He ends up living. So this side is dead. And I got some more strength here. So
9, 8,
we want to try to seal off a little bit here.
5.
So in order to do that, I'm going to see if I can get any forcing moves by attaching to this stone. If he Hane is on either side, I should be able to push or Hane back. Since he just extends, then I will just extend back here and take the points on this side. And since he didn't jump into the area, I will just grow the entire area instead. He can Hane now. So I want to... what's the best way to protect it? I think this is the best shape here. And he can jump in here now. So it might be good to block that or to play over here. I think either one should be fine. But then again, this
9,
corner is
8,
quite large as well.
7, 6, 5. 3.
So I think this
2.
corner is probably the biggest, so I should probably play over here instead. Looks like I could probably do something against this stone if I really want to try. So I think I can peep here, threatening to push and cut. And then I might be able to attach here. If he hanes, I extend, he connects, then I cut, and then I should have more liberties than he does. He can clamp, though, to save the stone. There we go. He can capture this one stone, but the points on the side were bigger, I'm pretty sure. This push here is kind of big. And playing here and here to seal off the areas is also big. I think this one's maybe a little bit bigger. But I think the push is still the biggest move here, this end game move.
9. 8.
Yeah, I think I'll play this
7.
one first. If he plays there, he can capture my stone. But if I play here, then my area is very secure and I get a couple extra points. He did not need to defend himself, I think. It seems like he probably didn't. And if he was going to defend himself, he should maybe attach on top here. Since he did that, I can go back and protect these stones. And then if he doesn't come over here and play this, then I will protect that area as well. Ah, there we go. I think I will peep first, which is going to protect this area like I wanted. And then I can just drop down here and protect my corner. Just blocking everything.
Yoyomi now starts.
It might have been better to throw in, but I don't think it matters too much. And now we can either capture here, or we could try to do some other sort of thing. But because there's a little bit of Aji with the liberties, I think I will just want to protect directly and let him get this other Hane and Zente. I played in the corner. He did not have to do that either. It was very unlikely that I would be able to live there. So now we just need to play some basic in-game stuff. Oh yeah, I guess he can't Hane here, duh. He is dead over here. I was just looking at the sides there.
9.
So let's just push. Let's extend here to prevent him from getting any extra points on that side. We can probably extend again for the same reason. His Hane would get him some points. And we can defend our area. Maybe this turn. And then we can block like this. Is there any other area that seems weak before we do anything else? It doesn't look like it. So the next biggest move is probably this one, which gains us some extra points over here. Just block. We don't want him pushing through there at all. Ah, yes, that was a big move. There are some cutting points, but it looks like I'm just very strong in the area, so I can block like this. Look, he can make some extra points here. We can do... I guess because I'm connected in the center, instead of this one, which would threaten to rescue the stone, and maybe play this wedge, I can just do this one directly and make a point.
8.
It looks like either one would have been fine. And we can just push, I guess. Just cleaning up the board for the end of the game. There are a lot of cutting points here, but I'm not sure any of them actually work. So we could have taken this Atari a long time ago. So I don't mind going down here and then capturing. But also this move.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Maybe I'll play this one first. He should have gotten this Atari a long time ago. Oh, I can click on my welfare tree. Just connect. 20,000 coins. Not bad. So now he has this one and this one. I think just taking one is probably fine for me. So I think I want to take this side probably. And he can Atari here. I will take this then instead. He can get one extra point here, but I've already gained a point, which is nice. And since he didn't Atari me, I can turn here to get rid of a point, which he also just gained a point. So, but he could have Atari'd me first and then done that. I guess I can just block here. And I think that should be the end of the game. Or Atari is stone. And then request counting. Let's see. I think that should be everything. And I win by 53 3/4 stone. That was a pretty nice and straightforward game. Definitely different from the 1Q I played for Monday. Let's open up the analysis and see if there's anything to learn from this game, learn extra from this game. So this is something to check out at least. If this wasn't a cross opening, so let's say he played over here, I did this one, and he came over to the side like this. If I block here and he goes down, in this opening, where black has a stone in the bottom left, I might, it's still possible, this is still not necessarily a bad move, but I might not want to do this one, because I also have a stone in the upper right. So if I turn here, and he just jumps out, let's say he just defends, right? Then I am potentially building up my own area. And so I would have thought about doing something like this instead of the pincer like I did in the game. But because this is a cross opening, and the territory matters a lot in this one, if you want to focus really hard on territory, then it's often good to fight, because that breaks the boards up into small pieces, and small pieces makes it easier for white, in my opinion, because white has 6.5 points of Komi, or 7.5, depending on the rule set. So in this case, I definitely like the idea of the pincer. As black, if you want to play this sort of move, you likely have to push up instead. Of course, even if I just block here and just extend like this is not necessarily bad for me either. So almost any move here should be good for white. The other move I think they can play is maybe this Hane and try to get something like this. Now, this could be like a tricky way to play. because most players are probably not going to capture this right away. And if they do, that's actually kind of slow, and you can come over to this side on the bottom, and it feels a little bit like they're being restricted. So it's probably still fine for white, but it feels a little bit awkward for white. And if they don't capture, and they don't play another move on the bottom to sort of finish the local situation, then you always have that move there as black, which makes it feel like white is getting weak. So as I said, this could be like maybe a tricky way to play. But even then, it seems a little difficult to use this move. I'm sure it's not completely terrible, but it seems a little difficult. Apart from that, just staying strong against this type of player is probably the best way to go. As you see here, I'm not blocking in any weird spots that allow them to get some extra moves. I'm purposefully backing off a little bit to make myself a little bit stronger so that if they do play a move like this, my move is Sente, and I can surround them, but what they're doing is not necessarily very strong. They can't get any extra moves for themselves. And then again, I just defend the weaker side, because with this side, even if he tries to attack in this way, I always have this into here, which makes me just alive. So I can see life with the bottom left group, but I can't necessarily see life with this left side until now. He prevents me from approaching the corner to keep me a little bit weak, which I think is probably a good idea. And then I just make my life right away. And this is what I mean by playing a little bit more solid or defensive against these types of players, because they're going to look for any sort of weakness that you leave behind. Now, it may have looked like this person was very weak, and that might have only been because I am much stronger than him, but it's entirely possible that leaving one weakness on this board could have turned the entire game around if I was his same rank. So always defend and keep yourself strong, especially against this type of player. I'm mostly just responding to everything and defending myself. As you see, the entire game, just respond and defend. Even more defending. Even took this very slow move here. These 3 stones are not important at all. But it's a very slow move to make sure I'm very strong and defended, so that if I attack this group, there's not much he can do to me. And then I can just Tanuki and try to figure out where I want to make my profit in the game. And this is actually another good point to sort of think about here. If I do attack him like this, let's say he jumps up like this here to make his shape, and it's hard for me to see where I'm getting any sort of points. If I attack him from this side and jump and defend, it looks like maybe I can develop like maybe 5 to 10 points here, but that's not really anything. Is that really worth attacking him for? Probably not. And on the bottom, I'm probably developing something, but he can always just play on the bottom here himself. So it's probably better for me to just approach the corner and get something for sure, rather than get this questionable situation happening. Whereas if I play the corner first, let's say he kicks and defends, and I just defend, and he does this 2 space, which is something he played in the game later on. Now I have this here. So if I attack from the center now, and he pushes, now I know that I can probably just keep attacking him from this direction. My group on this side is very likely alive. Could even peep one time if I need to. Force him to connect up to his stones up here. And now it looks like I've probably gathered a very large Moyo on the right side. So this is the idea of playing something else because you can't see where your profit is coming from. You should always try to see where your profit is coming from before doing the attack, unless you feel that them defending one more time would be too good for them. So if we go back to the beginning here, if this move here was Sente, like it was attacking my group on the bottom, then me playing in the corner was probably not good. But this move isn't Sente. I'm 100% alive on the bottom. This is only making him stronger and giving me the ability to go back and do something else on the board. Whatever it is. I think that's the only really big important lesson from this game. The rest of it was just defend him, play solid, and then wait and look for an opportunity to make profit. So that is all for this game. I hope you enjoyed this game. The next one will be the rank up game, so hopefully that one goes well, and it will be an exciting game. Hopefully not too exciting, though, because I do want the double rank up. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have fun.